Hey guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. If you want to get ready with me for this fall look, please keep watching. Now I've already completed one eye and I'm going to take you step by step with the other one. I'm going to take the top two lightest matte shades. They're kind of like a light yellow color, and this creates a nice base for everything else to blend easily. And I'm going from my lash line all the way up to my brow bone. I'm taking Cashmere and Warmth, which are a little bit darker than the lighter shades or the medium shades, and I'm going to pat this in my crease. This is going to make it fade really subtly from the lightest shade to the darkest shade. It's going to give you that nice blended look. Next, I'm going to use the color Cozy, which is a nice like burnt orange color. Again, it's just a little bit darker than the colors I applied earlier. I'm going to add this on the outer corner of my lid, and then a little bit on the inner corner. This is going to create a nice halo effect, which makes the eye pop, just gives some added definition. And I'm going to run my brush along my crease. I'm not going far above or below. I want to leave the center of my lid nice and light. I'm just going to blend it out so lightly. I'm going to add a little bit more just to deepen that color up, because sometimes the color fades out from so much blending. So I'm just patting. When you pat, you keep the color exactly where you want it, and it prevents me from making a mess on my entire eye. So I'm just going to go over every spot that I went over earlier. Using a fluffy dome brush, I'm going to blend that out along my crease. You guys, this color Crackle is maybe the most beautiful shade I've ever seen. It's a warm brown with gold glitter in it, not like disco glitter, but like just right. It's just the perfect amount of sparkle. And I'm adding that on top of, what was that face, Mindy? On top of that inner corner and outer corner to create some depth. And I always like a little bit of shimmer on my lid. I'm going to pick up the darkest shade in Fireside, and I'm going to pat this along the outer corner of my lid, along my crease, and in the inner corner. Next, I'm going to pick up the color Cashmere and blend out that crease area just to make sure that everything is super soft. I'm going to be using a pencil brush, and I'm going to go back in with the color Fireside to make a little bit more definition in my crease, because right now it is soft, but I like a little bit more definition. So I'm going to go back in really, really gently. And I'm going to use a fluffy dome brush just to blend it out. Picking up the color Flame. Guys, this color is so beautiful, and I'm going to add this between that really dark shade and the center. I grabbed the color Simmer and I patted this all over my lid. I dipped my brush in the color Candle, and then I sprayed it with kind of like a setting spray. This one's by H2O+. Just lightly patting it on my lid. You don't want to rub. I'm going to go back in with that same color, pop some brightness in my inner corner, and let's add some liner. I always add a black wing. It's just my style. If you don't like to do this part, then you don't have to. You don't have to wing it out. It will look nice on its own, honestly. And sometimes with all this lid work, you kind of want to keep the liner simple, but I just can't help myself. I'm going to add some lashes. You don't have to do this step. You could just add some mascara and call it a day. I always start with a moisturizer. This one's by H2O, it's Aqua Defense, and it makes my skin so soft and not greasy, and my foundation always goes on better after using it. You don't have to do this step either, but I'm adding a booster illuminating drop in with my moisturizer. It just makes my skin a little bit brighter. And when your skin looks bright, your makeup looks bright. It's all about the base. I'm using this primer that I got in my Lip Monthly subscription bag, and this is a vegan, all-natural brand. I'll link it below. I'm gonna rub this in all over my face and get some in my hairline. What is that face? Ugh. Even on my shirt. Save me, guys. I'm using the Stila Stay All Day foundation. Guys, this is a godsend. If you like full coverage, this is gonna be your jam. So I'm gonna dot it all over my face to make sure it's even coverage. I don't wanna blob it on just in one spot. Using the Arte's Oval 7 brush, I'm going to really gently just buff this out. All right, all set. Next, I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. The tiniest amount goes a long way. This stuff is waterproof and gets rid of the 7 signs of aging for your under eye, which is always nice. Once that's blended out, I'm going to set using my Bobbi Brown Pale Yellow Setting Powder. Just pat that on anywhere that you applied your concealer. This is going to prevent it from creasing and make it last even longer. I add a touch on my forehead because that's where I tend to get oily, so this is going to prevent that as well. Using Rodial Contour Powder, I'm going to just gently buff in a little bit of cheek contour in the hollows of my cheeks where the shadows would naturally be, and I'm just going to accentuate that to kind of chisel it out a little bit. Okay, once I'm done with my cheeks, I'm going to add a nose contour using my Arte's linear brush. You guys, this brush is made for nose contour, I'm telling you. I'm gonna buff that out with a fluffy flat brush, kind of like a soft flat brush. This one is from MAC, just to blur those lines, like Robin Thicke. Taking Laura Geller's Gelato Swirl Highlighter in the color Gilded Honey, I'm going to draw a line down the center of my nose bridge and a little dot at the tip, and I'm gonna blend that in with my finger. Now for blush, I'm going to be using Surratt Beauty's Artistique blush, and this is the color Angelique. I'm going to be applying that really gently with a soft brush, just to the apples of my cheeks. For bronzer, instead of using a traditional bronzer, I use this powder by L'Oreal True Match, and I apply this where you would normally apply bronzer, so to the cheeks and forehead, and around my temples, just to warm up the face a little bit. It makes me feel more alive. Now that we're finished with the face, I'm going back in with the Tarte Toasted palette and using the color Flame underneath my eye. I like to do this part last. It's the prettiest, like, coppery shade. It's almost like a reddish. I'm applying this underneath on the outer and inner corner, just to complete that halo effect. Taking that gorgeous bright shade Candle, it's like a shimmery champagne color, and I'm going to apply that to the center of my lower lash line and in my inner corners to make everything look bright. Add a little bit of dark brown to the waterline and some mascara to my lower lash line. This one's by Surratt as well. It's called Releve, and it is perfect for the lower lash line. It doesn't really add too much volume, but it adds definition and length, which I really like. And it doesn't flake off at the end of the day, so no raccoon eyes here. To complete this look, I'm going to be adding a little bit of cream highlighter. This is also by Tarte. This is the Twinkle Stick. I'm just gonna dab that onto the high points of my cheekbones. For the lips, I'm going to keep it pretty neutral and nude because the eyes are really supposed to be the focus. So this lip liner is by NYX, and it's just in the color Nude. It's actually one of my favorites. I wear it almost every day. For the lipstick, I'm going to be using Maybelline. It's a matte, I think it's color rich, I'm not sure, but it's in shade 545 and it's called. To make sure this lasts all day, I'm going to douse myself in NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. Whew. That's it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe down below. Share it if you like it. Thanks, guys.